Hey everybody, it's been a long day, and so what do you do at the end of a long day? Well, sit down at your kitchen table and you make yourself a little old what to click on video. That's how I roll. I'm gonna make all these train parts. I'll probably split these videos up into different chunks, and they go pretty quick. So you might have to get in the habit of making the part, like this body that we're gonna make in a minute. And as you're making it, pause the video if you get lost. But you know, the videos are there to help you out. But really, what you need to learn from this exercise is how to read all these extension lines and dimensions and leader lines and dimension lines and what these things mean, like how to interpret these dimensions and apply them to a design. So you might want to screenshot this if you don't have access to it. And I've got a hard copy sitting next to me, so I won't click on this too much, but I will tell you numbers, and if you're confused, the numbers are all here somewhere. So, and right, let's get going, and we will make a train body. So new design. I'm going to go ahead and save it real quick and call it the train 4. Train 4. Where's it going to save? How about not my first project? Let's save it in the train folder I made earlier today. And there's lots of trains coming around in there. So first thing we're going to do is start on a sketch. I'm going to choose this right face, and then use some lines to just draw out a block shape L. You want to check yourself right here, right now. Geez, the mouse I'm using at home here is a little laggy, so that's fine, I guess. So things just kind of pause, and alright, so I've got that block-shaped L. I'm going to go ahead and dimension it. So this big dimension down here, I look at my sheet, it is 5.5 inches. I'm going to make sure that you are in inches mode. This one over here is 0.875. And I believe that is what? 5/8? 7/8? 7/8. And let's just minimize that because we don't really ever use it. And from here to here, oh my goodness, this is the laggiest old mouse ever, is 1.75 inches. Okay. Now, my advice to you is to grab this line right here and just drag it up, because we don't know the height right now, and that is fine. Finish the sketch, and we're going to extrude this shape 2 inches. Bam. Game over. Now, you've heard me say this many times, and I'll say it right now. Anytime you have a flat surface, and this has got a whole bunch of them, you can put a sketch right on it. So I'm going to put a sketch right here on this front surface, and I'm going to draw a circle. Now, I'm drawing it off to the side on purpose. This program wants to help you by locking things into existing geometry, and it can be great, but it can also be a hassle sometimes. This one says R.75, so I'm going to do 0.75 times 2 because I'm dimensioning a diameter instead of a radius. That R stands for radius. The height of this circle that I'm making from the bottom of the train is 1 3/8. So we'll go ahead and put that in, and then the dimension from one of these outside edges, it's centered, so you can just put 1 inch in there and it slides it over. When you get to here, you're going to finish the sketch and you're going to extrude the circle, and we want to change it from distance to to object over here. And what that'll do is let us extrude until it hits that next flat surface, and then it just stops. Okay, let's put a sketch on this side over here. We're going to open up Create in the sketch menu and just put 2 points in. I want to put one here and one there. And we're going to dimension these points, so hotkey D. From the bottom, these should be 0.5 inches, both of them. Oh, come on. From the bottom, 0.5. And then from the back edge here, this one is 1 inch on the dot. And this one from the back edge is 4.5 on the dot. All right, so now we can finish the sketch. What we're going to do here is, oh my goodness, what we're going to do here is drill some holes. And these holes are special because they're threaded. If you look at the leader line going to one of those 2 holes, the hole in the back, it says 1/4 20 UNC and that it's 0.875 deep times 4. Now we're not going to really do that. We're going to drill this hole using the hole function. We're going to click both of these. We're just going to drill it all the way through. And you can see those are just the right size. No, they're not. The first thing to do is click tapped. Where it says distance, we could say all. We're going to do thread offset full. And then we get down here, our size is what we really need to change. We're going to scroll up this big long list until we get to 0.25. So that's 1/4 UNC. Bam. Well, those are done. Let's go ahead and put a sketch right on the front end of the train, right over here. And we're going to do the same kind of thing. We're going to put 3 little points in. Ready? We got a point, and it's kind of like a triangle, point, point, point. Okay. Now we have to locate all these points. So from the very bottom over is 0.125, also known as 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so we'll do both of these ones at 0.125 from the bottom. This one in the middle from the bottom is, let me take a look at my sheet here, 0.625 or 5/8, 0.625. Learning how to get good at knowing your decimal inches and fractional inches and combining those two things is pretty crucial. So this is a 3/8 of an inch away from the edge, 0.375. And this one is 1.625 from this edge, 1.625. Bam. This one is right in the center, and so that is 1 inch. And it's good. Boom. So these are all good. We're going to finish the sketch. We're going to drill these holes. Now the hole note for this one is a little different. It's not tapped. They're just normal holes. And it says the diameter is 0.125. So let's go down here and make it a simple hole. The diameter, this one is, come on, 0.125 or 1/8 of an inch. And the depth is, oh, I hit enter too soon. So I'm going to edit this hole, double click. This is back up. The depth from the depth of the hole, which is this measurement, isn't 2 inches, it's 0.125 as well. So 1/8 of an inch deep. So some teeny little holes there. Let's go ahead and spin the train around to the back side. Or actually, let's put a sketch right here on the right side face again. And with this one, we're going to make the little part, the cutout in the back. So I'm going to draw a circle over here. I'm going to dimension the circle. The circle has got a radius of 5, so we know that the diameter is 1. I'm going to hit escape and just kind of drag the circle into the train and let it sit there for a second and start locating it. So from the center to the back, let's see if I can grab the center. From the center to the back is 0.25 inches. So that'll move it over. And my dimension from the bottom to the center point is 1 3/4 or 1.75 inches. So this is really cool, but if you look closely, the top and the bottom of this cutout kind of flattens out. And so there's lots of ways you could fix this. My preferred way is to go find a rectangle and then choose the 3-point rectangle. So that's might be something new. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You go from 12 o'clock down to 6 o'clock. When you hit the circle, you'll get that little X shape, and then you just pull out a rectangle. So now you get the nice flat tangent lines to the poles, or the 12 and 6 point on the circle here. So let's go ahead and finish the sketch. If my mouse would cooperate, I will do that. Okay, finish the sketch. We're going to extrude this, and even this, and even this. And it's not going to be a new body, it's going to be a cut. So switch it to cut. And then the direction, we're just going to pull it all the way through there and click. So now we've cut out the back part of the train. We're feeling strong. We're going to flip it around. We're going to put a sketch right on the back here. We're going to look at the next diagram on page number 4 of the PDF. And it's requiring us to put a hole right down here somewhere. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to create a point right about here and say OK. Now we're going to locate the point using dimensions. So from the point to the very bottom of the train is 0.375. So that's good. And then from the edge it is centered, so that's 1 inch. Go ahead and finish the sketch. We're going to drill the hole. The hole note says that it's a 1/4 inch in diameter, and it is a 1/2 inch deep. So let's go ahead and select this. We're going to make it a 1/2 inch deep right here, 0.5, and the diameter of the hole is 0.25. All right. So here's the trick to finish off this part of the train. We're going to put another sketch on the same face back here, right here. And we're going to draw a big arc over the top to give it that nice domed back of the train look. Well, this video is already up to almost 11 minutes. This is one of the longest ones we've ever done, folks. Okay, so you're going to choose arc, and you're going to choose a center point arc. You're going to try to get the very center of this circle, come out somewhere, and just draw yourself a big arc like you were drawing with a compass. And then we're going to go ahead and dimension this arc. The dimension on the sheet is 0.235, or 2.35, I'm sorry. And that's correct, that is a radius, okay? So zoom out a little bit. We're going to choose the other kind of arc now, the 3-point arc. We're going to go point to point, back to the middle to make this big kind of crescent moon shape, and finish the sketch. Now, to finish the train, we're going to choose extrude. We're going to switch it to cut. We're going to choose this crescent and just pull it till it goes over everything. So now you've got the top of the train cut off. What all you have to do is put this crazy hole right in the top of the cylinder, which sounds easier than it really is. So you're going to choose maybe tangent plane, and the face is right here. And if we give it a check, now we have a plane sitting right on top of that. So that was pretty easy. Tangent, and make sure you kind of hover right over the top and say OK. Now, why did I put that plane? Because, like I said many times, anytime you have a flat surface, you can put a sketch on it. We're going to go ahead and put a sketch on it, and we're going to find a point. We're going to throw a point in somewheres right about there and say OK. We're going to dimension from the front edge of the train, looking back at that first sheet, page number 3. That distance is 7/8, or let's type it in like 7/8. We'll go 7 divided by 8, because that's 7/8. And finish the sketch. We're going to drill the hole. The hole is a 1/2 inch in diameter and a 1/4 inch deep. So it's like the opposite of the last one we did. Here we go. Choose that. We got 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch deep, 0.25. Oh, I messed up. I'm going to double click on my hole down there to get the right diameter, and that is 0.5. So once you get to here, now you have the task of looking at the second sheet part. It is page 4, and it says note, round all edges 0.1 except for drilled holes. So that's a lot of edges. So you're going to turn on fillet. You're going to click 1. You're going to type in 0.1 here. And then you're just going to start clicking around and picking all these edges. It's only letting us do one at a time. That's great. So we'll say OK, and then we'll turn fillet back on again and start clicking. And just let's maybe select them all of them. And when they're all selected, then we'll give it a value, and that value will tell us that we have to do it all over again, right? But I think if you have the attitude like you're just never going to give up, you're never going to quit, you keep kicking butt day in, day out, then you will be a success in life. And if you have the attitude like everything stinks and you don't want to do anything, then you might have a hard time in this big old world here. So 0.1, stop right there, and then we'll kind of flip the train around so we can see the other side. What we got over here? Anything need to pick? Yeah, we got some. So let's go ahead and pick some more edges. We got that one. We got that one. We got. Oh, come on, give a guy a break over here. Oh, that one's already picked. So what if, can we get in here? Can we pick that one? Huh? Can we pick that one? Can we pick that one? So you might have to go through a few times to make sure you get all of the edges picked. And then say 0.1 and see what happens. Oh, wow. Sometimes you get a big error message and you have to go back and do some more. I'm going to turn on my orbit tool just so I can kind of give it a spin. Oh, we missed a big one there. And That's about it. I just missed one. Hey, good for me. So I'll click the one I missed, type in 0.1, and end this video. Good luck, y'all.